Every time I see that intro, I just get a nice tingle down my cranberries. So the Penguin got his own live-action dark drama series. Yes, this Penguin.
Looks like I'm not the only one with a lackey. Who's the lackey now, huh? Sure.
It's set in the same universe as the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, and boy does this shit slap. I really don't want to just glaze it. You've probably gotten a lot of that by now. I'll be going through, drawing some memorable moments from the show and giving my thoughts in full review. There will be some spoilers, so be wary.
I see you've made yourself at home.
Hey, Alberto, you're here. Good.
The story begins after the Batman film, so the two plot points that are crucial for your knowledge are the Riddler flooded Gotham, and the crime lord Carmine Falcone is dead, leaving his son to take his place, Alberto Falcone. The pilot starts with the Penguin, Oswald Cobb, better known as Oz, not the Wizard, rummaging through Carmine's stuff when he's caught by Alberto. One of the first things you learn about Oz is that people in this underground look down on him, and he has a disposition to being ridiculed. So he kills him. Accidentally. He realizes he's going to be in deep shit and tries to hide the body, at which point he crosses paths with this kid Victor, who he kind of witnesses the crime and is forced to go along with it. The two hit it off. Victor has a speech impediment, he stutters. He's from the projects and grew up with very little, but he's a good kid. So Oz, as someone who also grew up, with little, sees something in him. Vic reminds him of himself. I don't think the intro was anything crazy. I'm not the biggest fan of dark dramas, comic adaptations, or borderline villain protagonists. I like my peeps walking the straight and narrow. So I think this was a good call to add Victor into the mix, because he helps you see more of the humane side of Oz. I love the mentor-student-buddy relationship between them, and by rooting for Vic, you kind of start to root for Oz. Eventually, people start looking for Alberto Falcone, and the acting leader of the Falcone family, Carmine's brother, calls in Oz. That's when you meet the third main character, Sophia Falcone.
Was that a yes or?
Sophia, please, join us.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm deliberately avoiding the antagonist label for now, and you'll understand later. Sophia is the first person in the organization who doesn't look down at Oz. Sophia is unnerving, she's meticulous, untrusting, and calm. I think there's a good amount of fleshing out done in the next couple of episodes, some decent world building, character motivations, and plot connections, but the true meat and potatoes is the relationship between Oz and the two other main characters. The development with his mentee Vic, and unraveling the mystery behind Sophia. This is what kept me hooked, at least. There's slight character behaviors and actions that leave you breadcrumbs to those main plot lines, but it still only really hits the surface until the end of episode 3. That's the moment of no return in the series. Oz's true nature is revealed, Sophia hits her last straw, and Vic's fate, it's decided. At this point, I was terrified. Okay, I now had no idea which of these two characters were going to make it to the end of the series, and I was glued to the edge of my seat. And then the banger that is episode 4 shows the history between Sophia and Oz, and oh my gosh.
You deserve better. I mean, we both do, but you have a dick, so at least you're eligible for a promotion.
So this would be the chronological beginning of the show. Sophia and Oz, they did have a budding relationship themselves. Although it was one of employee and employer, you could tell they cared about each other, at least to the level of common human decency, of which Oz was so deprived. If you're like me, you've probably been wondering why they call him the Penguin in this adaptation, because he kind of looks pretty normal. Well, Oz lives with a disability. It could have been an accident or something he was born with, I don't know. But it gives him a limp. So they call him the Penguin. You kind of messed up, right? Nah, F this guy, man. He deserves it. I wrote this script after the first 5 episodes, and I was unbiased in my analysis, but when I reached episode 6 and learned how sick he truly is, I wanted to throw the whole script away. This man was born to be a villain. I almost forgot I was watching a villain origin story till that point. Furthermore, this bitch a master manipulator, shout out Kendrick. He does not care about nobody. Well, besides... Anyway, so Sophia never called him the Penguin, and she defended him when others would. She was just a rich girl in a sick family that wanted to live a normal life. In a moment of weakness, though, her privilege comes out in a conversation with Oz.
Stop talking. I don't need your advice. I don't care what you think. No one does. You are my driver. That is all you are. So stop talking and drive.
Oz, what are you doing inside? Is that in the jacket?
Yeah.
And oh boy, was I impressed by the acting and dialogue here. It perfectly conveyed the feelings of betrayal and realization within Oz. It's sad, but I could understand why that led him to betray her trust. Specifically if he didn't expect the ramifications would be as severe as they were, and boy, were they severe. Carmine Falcone, Sophia's dad, her papa, enacts an elaborate plan to pin multiple murders on her and send her to Arkham so she wouldn't be a threat to him. And what Sophia goes through, I would not wish on my ops, of which there are none. Remember what I said about the breadcrumbs they left for us? One of them was making sure people knew Oz worked for her prior to giving us this reveal. Part of this wasn't just for pride, but to test him and see if he would falter like he did in her past. But he didn't, until he was forced to. Until the two pieces he was playing met at the center of the board. Being betrayed again by Oz, the last person she tried to trust, absolutely breaks Sophia. And so she becomes the monster everyone thought she was. And wow, was it worth the wait. This is her true transition to the show's antagonist, but also somehow the hero. The rest of the series is absolutely beautiful. We've discovered more about Sophia and Oz. Oz shows his capabilities to scheme, practically bringing down two of the top crime families, all for two purposes: to be loved by the people and to provide for his mother. See, Oswald, he's like Robin Hood. The app, not the character. He does not care who gets burned in the end as long as he profits from the losses of others. The absolute degenerate shit that goes down in the finale, every single action he made was absolutely deplorable. And you thought it couldn't get worse, but it just gets worse each time. He made everyone suffer. And I am so sickened, but I'm also so excited for what they're gonna do with this character. And the other characters that they set up in this show. You know, I am excited for the next Batman movie, which I don't even watch like Batman live actions like that, but I am so freaking excited. And yeah, let's just get to the rating. My rating for shows is based on the genre and target demographic. HBO has this as crime superheroes, which, you know, no shit. But also, like, no one in this has superpowers, so I don't know that I could judge it like that. And a quick Google search dropped like 10 genres of this, of which if I could pick 3, I'd say it's a mystery, drama, thriller. I do believe this is meant for a more mature audience who enjoys DC and Marvel content, but have grown weary from superhero fatigue. But it works for people who aren't even into superhero content. As a drama, this show is stacked to the brim with deep moments, struggling through the decline of a parent's health, self-loathing, self-deletion, all the self-shit, Alabama, and those elements aren't used in a tacky way.
Move! My wife and husband are there!
They contribute to the story. They are perfectly acted out, and reaction from scene partners as well just makes sense. It's clear the actors can execute contact flawlessly because the dialogue was written really well. As a mystery, it was definitely capable of holding you at the edge of your seats, wanting to unravel more. It's good, but this ain't like the God of Mysteries, you know what I'm talking about. This ain't no Velma. And as a thriller, well, shit. Color me thrilled. After the incidents in Arkham, how could I not? It's action that isn't nuts to butts, but more so alarming and concerning. I think these 3 genres are where it's most successful, and as such, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I would have given it a 10, but I did find it a little hard at holding my attention in the beginning. There are clearly episodes that thrive way more than others, which is normal for a series, but, you know. I was waiting to watch the finale before I dropped this in case they pulled a Game of Thrones, but I am glad to say that they did not. I'll probably make another video ranting about what happens in the finale, but yes, a 9 out of 10 is what I qualify this show as. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if I missed the mark anywhere. Let me know how you felt about the series. I want to talk about this show because none of my friends are watching it. So, let me know.
Every time I see you leaving traces of my heart back. Hope you pick it up, then as a team we put it all back. As a man I shouldn't even tell you where my heart's at. I don't care cause baby girl it's you that's got my heart hacked. And that's a hard fact. You got my heart mad.